I don't go to work until, well, I don't have to be there until 12, so I decided to do this early. Roseanne Barr. I'm going to go back in history of television, specifically NBC, when they picked up the Bill Cosby show, and then they found out that people enjoyed watching a comedy about intelligent black people. Before there was Good Times. They were low-income people, but they weren't. They were struggling. Then it was the Jefferson, and then he was like rich, but he was like a clown, rich guy. Then, of course, you had Archie Bunker, he was a racist guy that he had his opinions and so forth. And then shows bounced off of that one. So let's go back to the 80s when Bill Cosby had his show, and then then they started showing these shows about black colleges. And then all of a sudden, zero. You didn't see any shows about successful black people or people going to college trying to, get a part of that American dream. Just zip. Now, were those shows unpopular? Or was the network just saying, well, like Roseanne Barr, they're making, $45 million, but we just want to go another direction. And getting to Roseanne Barr, I just think that they wanted to go another direction. Well, we know there's like 63 million voters out there that voted for Trump, maybe more because there's some undercover Trumpers. And so we're just going to give them just a little piece. And we're going to take this lady from Denver, or not from Denver, from Colorado, because she was a comedian out here in Colorado. And we're going to take her and we're going to revamp her show and put it out there and just make just a little bit of money, before she says something that's going to say, okay, see, that's the reason we can't have right-wing programs on our TV show because they may say something like this. Playing into that narrative, Roseanne Barr, you played right into that narrative. Not so much of the Arabian segue you went to, but the monkey. I don't even know who this lady is that you were talking about. Some people have heard them say that she's so light that she can pass for white. So I don't know if she's a wannabe black or she's one of those ones that could pass for black. But people, man, I have been called names starting from the beginning. I think that's my mother, who's 95 years old. I think she started like doing stuff to us, saying stuff to us to get us tough enough, because once we got into even the grade school, and when the doctors tried to kill me and then cause my blindness, when I switched over to the schools for disabled children, it was 1%, probably even less than that, 0.5% black kids. And I remember going to the playground, one side of the playground, and Mike Chandler called me the N-word. So I went to the gym teacher and said, hey, somebody called me, and she says, well, don't go over there anymore. And I'm thinking like, what? I have to not go somewhere because someone called me a name? So I went over there and kicked Mike Chandler's butt. And it was a long term of kicking Mike Chandler's butt until, he had enough, right? So okay, so you get called a name. So you're in the public, someone refers to you as some kind of Taliban Planet of the Apes. So the networks, before the sponsors even dropped the show, if they would have dropped the show, if the sponsors are so left wing, and that's what TV is really about. It's about a bunch of left wing people that got into power. It's almost like I think about America. We had the Civil War, and to me, okay, now this is nobody's ever really brought this up. You had a bunch of kinky Southerners who like having illicit sex with various black women, and maybe some even homosexual sex, and the Northerners come in and say, well, you can't have people as property. And they say, what? We got to give. If my wife won't give it up to me, I can't go out to the barn and get it from some 14-year-old negress, some belly warmer. We're going to have to fight for our right to party with the negras, right? So in my mind, that's why that war was so hardly fought, because you had a bunch of Southern white boys that would not only screw their cousins, but just to feel comfortable. They said, well, that's not my cousin, that's just a negress. We'll screw them, and it'll be all good. And now you Northerners want to come up here and tell us good old boys, what we can do or not do? Right? Roseanne Barr, politics, left-wing politics. They were going to find a reason to cancel your show, Roseanne Barr, and I loved your show. I mean, I was just catching up on the episodes that I missed because I went to France, and I enjoyed your show. And I hope, Roseanne, I'm going to try to find your Twitter. You had 18 million when you were on the network, and I hope those people follow you over to your personal tweets. And I'm going to get on the computer and see if there's a way we can do some kind of letter writing, because you guys, you sit down too much. And you Republicans, you're just too, on the surface, you're just too nice. But I'm going to say it again, you got to be willing to fight for your right to party, to have a good show. That's just a salesperson. I'm not going to answer that one. It's just a salesperson. Oh, she loves answering salesperson. But anyway, so I hope we can get Roseanne Barr back on in some kind of capacity. Get Roseanne Barr back on in